What's going on, guys? This is Getsumar, and finally it's about time to sit down and answer these questions. Hell yeah. It's been a little while, unfortunately, because I ran into some hard drive issues, mostly because I did a lot of recording, hard drive was full, and I had to render a lot of videos to clear it up. Now that's done, let's sit down and answer the questions. I apologize for it taking a little bit over a week, but I also wanted to give it some good time to really give you a good answer. So here we go, let's start with the first one. Kind of going with the bottom up. Alright, here's the first question. What is your opinion on stepping in water with your socks on? Interesting question. I will say I absolutely hate it. I hate the feeling of getting your foot soaking wet and then it's just stuck with you, because if you're out somewhere and your sock's wet, you're kind of stuck with it and your foot gets cold and then your shoe gets cold and you're stuck with it the whole day. I mean, if you're at home or whatever, you can just take your sock off and put a new one on, but it sucks. I really don't like it. Especially in Canada when it starts to get cold during the winter. If you get like snow in your shoe or whatever and your sock gets wet, it just freezes all day and it's really, really not a fun day. Really puts a damper on it. Yeah, I think most of us feel the way. I don't know if wet socks have ever been a good thing. Yeah. Anyways, next question. Will I play the third Ratchet & Clank? Yes, I will. Not right away, though. I want to finish Rune Factory first, and there's another game I want to do first. It's a newer one. There are two I want to do. It's either Grand Theft Auto 5 or Beyond Two Souls, whatever I decide to do first. Probably Beyond, because that's coming out next week. It depends when the game comes up, because I always buy most of my games on Video Games Plus. And they're really good with the shipping. Sometimes it comes the day after, but because I work, it's not really a big deal, because unfortunately I don't always have the time to record it of release or of launch, just because of how my schedule works. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but one of those will be coming. Then after that, Ratchet & Clank, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Next one. So in your opinion, what do you think of the Rune Factory series? Also, what's up with your voice? It sounds deeper. I really love the Rune Factory series. I did not know much about it until probably about last year. I heard of its existence, but I've never played a game. And then I've been a big Harvest Moon fan for the longest time, though, and I started with Tides of Destiny, and I was really enjoying that, and a few people in the comments said, hey, you should try the DS ones. If you like this, you'll really love them. So then I bought Rune Factory 3, and I played the crap out of that. I must have put at least 60 hours into that game. So on and beat it. I didn't do everything, but I really had a good time doing it. I really love how you can do your farming, but it also takes a little bit step back on the farming and lifestyle of it and adds some dungeon crawling to it. I feel that lets it expand to a wider audience. Also, it makes it a little more interesting, because the farming thing, you know, not everyone's gonna like farming and romancing and that all the time. I mean, I do. Another game I really want to do in the future is a Harvest Moon game. Probably one of the handheld ones, or Magic Melody, because most of the handheld ones are really good. And when it comes to console ones, Magical Melody is probably my favorite. It's the one I remember playing the most, although A Wonderful Life has its merits. I just don't like how it's so limited in terms of what you can do in the overworld. It's like the one game where you can't chop down trees and go mining and that. Well, I mean, you can go look for fossils, but it's not quite the same. That's why I really like the Rune Factory, because it has all that in it, but the RPG elements really make it a lot more interesting, because, you know, say you wait for your crops, you go dungeon grinding. You can make new weapons and that. It takes it to the next level. I got Rune Factory 4. I haven't played it yet. This is, I believe, 4 days after launch. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Funny story, supposed to get it that day. The Pure Later guy came like 5 minutes after I just woke up, and I didn't hear him because I was in the shower. And then, because I had to do stuff all day, I went to go pick it up, and when I got there, they're like, oh, hey, we sent it to a closer one. But it's like, you guys never do. And the date says, because, you know, they put which one they send it to on there, and I got pretty mad about that. So I was like, okay, well, it's gonna close, because it was almost before closing, so I can't make it to the other one. I went home. Pretty much had insomnia that whole day. then I slept right through their hours because today's Saturday and they're only open for a little bit on Saturday, so I missed that again. So now I have to wait till Monday to go pick it up, so I have to make a beeline to Pure later on like my break or something and go get it. Kind of sucks because I really wanted to play it. I mean, I wanted to record it at one point, but I don't have a 3DS thing at this point. I wouldn't do a full playthrough because I got Tides of Destiny, but I, play it for however long, then do an impressions video like I've been starting to do. Just a way to show the game off a bit for those of you who don't own it or are kind of interested in it. Because there's a lot of times people are on the fence about it, and I feel an impression video provides a better look at the game than a review sometimes, because you get to see the guy playing the game and how he thinks of it, not just like, okay, well, I'm reviewing this game telling you if it's good or bad. And everyone's gonna have different tastes, so that's why I like an impressions video, because it's not a review. It's just, I played the game, this is what I like about the game, this is what I don't like about the game. And a lot of people could have similar taste to me and be like, okay, well, I like all of his games he's been playing, so maybe that game's for me. That kind of thing. Although I am planning to get a 3DS capture card thingy. The original place that sells them is all sold out at the moment, but there's a Japanese one. I'm gonna wait a couple weeks to get that because they're not cheap on the shipping, because it's pretty international, so that'll be a thing soon. And also, what's up with my voice? It sounds deeper. I believe when I recorded that, it's pretty early in the morning. I also am using my new microphone now. It's a much better one. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. It's a nicer microphone. I had to wait like a week because they sent me the wrong cord, but everything off Amazon's really good. They make a mistake, you talk to them, they get the new one in, and you get it like right away. And so it was nice. So I got it. Alright, next question. What kind of manga do I read? Well, honestly, I read just about anything. If someone says it's interesting and I talk to, I'll probably give it a try. Right now I'm reading Toriko, One Piece, Beelzebub, Gintama, Nanatsu no Taizai, Kuroko's Basketball. Really happy about that because Season 2 just started today. I've got the episode buffering right now. I'm going to watch it right when this video is rendering and that because I really want to watch it. I rewatched Season 1 in preparation for it, and God, it gets me so excited. And just the animation quality is so much better now, and it's going to look so fantastic when Aomine faces Kagami and Kuroko again. That's going to be so awesome. Yeah. If you don't like sports, I understand that, but I feel sports animes take it to a whole nother level and make it interesting. iShield 21's a really good football one. There's a lot of good basketball ones, but I think Kuroko's Basketball probably takes the cake for me. For soccer, A Night in the Area or Inazuma 11 are both really good. Inazuma 11's a little more childish one that focuses on special techniques, but it's also really, really cool, so I mean, it's still interesting. It's also a lot longer than most of them, and very popular. It has a video game, and their video games are actually really good. I imported one over from Europe, and that was that. And also, this is completely off topic, but because I was talking about manga, I kind of switched to anime. And yeah, that's mostly what I'm reading at the moment. I think I'm also reading Nisekoi. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I do like romance ones too. They're good. It depends on them though. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. And the next question. Planning on doing more Rune Factory Tides of Destiny? Oh, I kind of already covered that. I want to, but we'll see how time goes. When I get my 3DS capture card thing and hook it up, that'll kind of set whether I do it, because I'll get it, and depending on what I'm doing right now, that'll make the decision. Probably will do Rune Factory 4 if I all of a sudden get a huge amount of done in Tides of Destiny. I might hop right on it, but I recorded that today. That's returning tomorrow. I know some of you have been asking about it because I'm back to being consistent on uploading. I'd got really burnt out for a while and just didn't want to do it. I'd got tired of video games in general. I played a little bit of NHL 13, but outside that, I really didn't play much for games. I played a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of that, and I think a couple new games that came out. But outside of that, I was really tired of gaming. I don't know. Something burnt me out. Maybe it was work, maybe it was that, but I'm really back in with full force. I'm going hard on the games. I have at least 40 videos recorded in just this week between co-op projects and like Ratchet & Clank and Kingdom Hearts 2. I have a ton of content ready to upload. I'm not going to schedule it though because the subscription boxes are kind of busted. So if you are watching this video, if you're going to watch videos of any YouTuber, do it directly from their channel. That's the best way to do it. I've even looked at the analytics. The views you get from the subscription box are at an all-time low because it does not work. Even myself, because a lot of people I watch upload a lot of videos a day, like 4 or 5. I go right from their channel. That way I see all their videos. I don't miss any because it's kind of hard to keep up if you get behind because of YouTube being a butt. Yeah. That's the thing. Sorry for the background noise. The dryer's on. I'm doing laundry. It was busted and we got it fixed today, so it was like laundry up the behind today. Anyways, next question. What is my favorite game of all time, and what do I like more, Jak or Ratchet? I think my favorite game of all time would have to be the Legend of Zelda series. Like, most of their games have a special place in my heart individually, but it's because the amount of time I've played those games, and growing up I played a lot of Zelda games. And I like the adventuring part, the side quests. Nintendo's not a story-driven company, but what little bit of story they have really is interesting. I'm a huge fan of lore, like the Final Fantasy lore and the World of Warcraft lore really interest me, and Zelda's like lore for Hyrule and that really is up there. And that's something I really like taking the time to look into. Because like right now I've been watching so many World of Warcraft lores that's got me back into the game. Because the lore of a game can really kind of make it a lot more interesting, because there's a lot more that gets explained as you look into the lore, and then a lot more things make sense. But I really, really love Zelda games. There's just so much to do in them, and every time there's a new one out, I feel they're evolving and getting better and better. Like Skyward Sword was awesome. The only problem I didn't like is they had this huge open world, but they didn't really do anything with it, so it's trying to be like this big experience when it wasn't. And that's one thing I kind of didn't like about that. But the rest of it, I really loved. Except for that sword chick. That was worse than Navi. Never do that again, Nintendo. Never, ever, ever do that again. Also, for the question, next one, what do I like more, Jak or Ratchet? This is from the same person. I don't want to answer that yet because I've played all of the Jak and Daxter games, but I've only played 2 to completion of Ratchet & Clank, the first one and the second one, because at the time of this recording, I have finished Going Commando. And I really love Ratchet & Clank games, but because I've played more of Jak, and I think Jak's story is better so far. I'm just saying this now. I mean, in the future Ratchet & Clank games, that's very subject to change because, well, I haven't played them all, so I don't know how the story's going to change. I think Ratchet & Clank provides a lot more of a humorous and more of a funner gameplay experience, mostly because Jak 2 was hard. Like, I know some of you is like, oh wow, this is easy, but no, they're hard. Jak 1 wasn't too hard, Jak 3 was a lot easier than Jak 2, but Jak 2, oh man, that was an experience. I loved the game, but I mean, it was not easy. So, probably when I'm done all the Ratchet & Clank games, I might make a video about it, because I know, like, Jak and Daxter and Ratchet & Clank, they kind of grew up together, more or less. Because in both games, you get references of each other, so, you know, it wasn't like a rivalry, they're like both games that kind of respected each other's. And they had some fun with it, which I thought was a really cool, really nice way to handle it. And, oh, this one's flagged as spam, that's not nice, let's see it. Will I be playing the other Ratchet & Clank games that aren't in the HD collection? Yes, but not right away because I have to find them. And it'll take some time to find them and look for a right price, because obviously if they're asking for a lot of money, I'm going to be like, no, you know what, I'll wait, because people are going to be selling these games all the time. And maybe they may even announce more HD collections or whatever. I don't know. Possibly. I like the idea of HD remasterings because it gives you a good chance to play games of old you've never experienced. Problem is, some of them have been done bad. I feel like they really got to get on their ass about that, because some of the HD collections have been horrible due to frames or whatever. And it's quite a piss off, because a lot of these games, the old ones, are really hard to come by. And they're not cheap at all. And then when they fuck up on the HD remastering like that, it just really gets to you, because it's like you have this faith that they're going to do good of this great game of old, and they fuck it up because they give it to the wrong development team or whatever, and they do a bad job, and it's just like... Then again, that's been a problem lately. The outsourcing of games has really caused a lot of problems. I'm not a fan of outsourcing. Some have done a good job, and some have done a bad job. I feel if they do a bad job, just don't give them more to do, because they're just gonna fuck those up too. Like, look at Capcom. Sorry, it's something that I can go on about for a while. Next question. What games are you looking forward to most this year? Grand Theft Auto 5, which is already out. I was originally looking forward to Infamous Second Son, but that's not coming out this year, so... Outside of that, nothing on the PS4 is really interesting to me. I mean, there's games I'll buy, but they're not like killer apps that are on my list to buy for sure. It's more like, I'm buying the console on launch, I gotta buy a game for it, or it's like, yeah. Another one would be Watch Dogs, because just the ideas behind that game are fantastic. It's also open world, which I really love open world games. I'm like a horrible driver in them, but it's hilarious. But I really love open world games. And of course Beyond Two Souls, which is by the people who made Heavy Rain. So it's going to be amazing, because Heavy Rain was amazing. And from what I've seen of stage demos and whatnot, this game looks fantastic. But of course, a demo is not the original product, so you can't say the demo's good. It's going to be good. It could be completely different. But it looks interesting how there's different parts of the girl's life and the paranormal aspect with that ghost thing. That'll be really interesting. It's going to provide an amazing story. It's probably going to make you feel things you never felt before, like Heavy Rain did. Heavy Rain, the thing with Sean, when he was saving him from the drain. Oh my god. It just clenches your heart. Just save him. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to this year. Some of those will probably make it to my channel, some of them won't. It all depends. Yeah. Next question. How was my trip to PAX? How was it like to meet up with a bunch of people you've talked to for the past few years? My trip to PAX was awesome. Really, really, really awesome. I've been meaning to make a video about it, but it's been so long, and when I got back from my vacation, I had such a horrible work schedule. I had no time for nothing. And they were really just not cool about that, and it really kind of hurt that. I pretty much didn't upload for a week when I got back because I had nothing. Because I worked like 10 days straight, which was bullshit. But the trip to PAX was amazing. I drove down there from Edmonton all the way to Seattle. I stopped where Blue lives to pick him up, and that was kind of my halfway point. And the next day, we picked up Jess, and we cut through Spokane, and then went right to Seattle. The drive was really pretty. I saw a lot of cool stuff. I think the drive back was the best because I cut through the Rockies and Banff, so I seen the mountains and really beautiful scenery. I don't know if I drive again next year just because it takes a long time, and there and back was really like, I probably drove through that whole trip probably about 30 hours. It was a fun drive. I wanted to do it the first time just to see if I could do it. I doubt I'll do it next time, but when I got into Seattle, the hotel, I've stayed in worse through work. I've had to stay in some real grungy places, but it wasn't a good hotel. It was connected to the hospital, and they didn't really advertise that, which I think is bad. And like the rooms they advertised looked nothing like the ones they showed. And like, because it was Labor Day weekend, nothing was open. And their stupid like little restaurant in the hotel is closed on the weekends, which is stupid. So that hotel kind of sucked. What I didn't know was in America, you guys have different laws on vending machines. Like in Canada, we're like, if you eat it, it's your problem. We're not going to restrict it because you have to have some self-restraint. but like all your stuff in your vending machines are like healthy. I mean, it's not bad. I drank a bunch of these different teas in that. They're all really good. I had one that got stuck in the vending machine perfectly, where no matter how much you shook it, you couldn't get it out. You needed the guy who filled the vending machine to get it out, so I got really mad. They gave me a refund though, which was cool, but that was so stupid. I took a picture and posted it on Twitter because I got really mad because I was so thirsty and it got stuck. And the tea, the one that got stuck, was a really good one, and I was like, oh, damn it. But the convention was cool. I got to play a lot of the upcoming games. I got to meet the creatures, which was fantastic. I wanted to meet Total Biscuit, but I missed the podcast where he was going to be at. I didn't know which day it was going to be on. And unfortunately, when it was, I was kind of busy hanging out with everyone. And I'd rather hang out with them than go see the podcast. But yeah, there's always other conventions I'll see Total Biscuit at, because I love him. He's awesome. He's awesome. Busy. When I met everyone, that was really cool though. Seeing what we all look like. We all kind of had an idea, but I mean, it's like in a Skype call you can match everyone's faces to who they are, and it made it so much better. Like, because Sky, he uses a lot more body language, so he's that much funnier in person. But just the whole weekend was probably the greatest weekend of my year. It was just fantastic meeting everyone. We played Call of Cthulhu because it's like, oh, Dungeons & Dragons is going to take too long, so we'll play Call of Cthulhu. And then we were up till 5 in the morning playing Call of Cthulhu. It was so cool, though. Like, I've been really getting into these board games thanks to that. And the panels at PAX were also really awesome. Definitely, I'd say if you've never been to PAX before, you should do it. If you're into gaming and kind of hobbies and that, you'll really love it. It's really hard to get a pass because they sell out so fast now. I feel like they'll probably want to start getting bigger to accommodate these, but I mean, that'll happen over time. Because I know they're using more and more of the Expo Center at Seattle each year because it's getting so big. But it was a fantastic trip. Next year I'm looking forward to going to both PAX East and PAX Prime. I can for sure go to one. I'll probably go to both, just I can get both off. It's just a matter of, will I have the money if anything comes up? Next question. What is my favorite Pokemon? I'd have to say it'd be Squirtle. I love water Pokemon, and he's the best because he was like the coolest Pokemon in the anime. Especially when you made him, he had those communist shades in that. He was so badass. And then all of his forms are actually pretty cool. He's definitely been my favorite Pokemon. You know, if I ever have a chance to get a Squirtle in the game, I get him because he's just awesome. And next question. You are the captain of a pirate crew, but you don't appear to have any. Who would be in your crew and what will they do? Well, I'd probably have all my friends in my crew because it'd be cool. Be like the Straw Hats. I'd have like, I don't know what I'd make everyone be because, well, it's pirates. We'd all kind of run the ship together, then get like drunk at night like pirates do, and then like raid villages and that. Probably not kill anyone because I'd like to be like the Straw Hats. However, I would definitely go to Colombia or something and get all the coffee beans. I would definitely be a pirate involved in the trade of coffee. I would be a serious contender. I would be a coffee lord. There would not be a cup of coffee sold that would not be known about by me. I would be the master of pirate coffee. It'd be fantastic. I love like referencing coffee to stuff just because I'm a coffee addict. I love coffee. Although you guys probably know that. I kind of mention it all the time. Next question. If you were in a video game, what would be your weapon of choice? That's a good one. I'd probably be the mage or the healer. In most video games, I prefer being the spellcaster in the ranged class. But I mean, in something like an ARPG, they really tune melee characters to be the funner one, so it's kind of one where you'll always be the melee character. But in other RPGs, I like being the range guy because, you know, you're better at kiting the enemy, so you don't have to worry about melee too much. You get these big awesome spells. You got lots of utility to like help your party members. Or you can be the healer and you can be pretty much the guy, the real leader of the group in the shadows, you know, this couldn't happen without the healer. But the healer doesn't get the recognition it deserves, which is unfortunate. But I mean, that's just the job. As for and next question, have you ever played Disgaea series? I have not, but I have 2 games of it. So I've got that one that was free on the PSP, and I think I have one on the PS2. I think it was Disgaea 1. Problem is though with Disgaea 1, the disc doesn't work. I went through like 3 of the discs and they all didn't work, so I just got a refund because GameStop is terrible with their used games, like absolutely terrible. Like I really, if I can avoid it, I won't buy a game from GameStop at all, just because they're just awful. Yeah, not much of an answer to that question, is just because, well, I've never played it, so not much to say about it. It seems interesting though, the humor in those games I've heard about and seen videos on, and it looks like the humor in that game could really make you enjoy the fact you have to grind an insane amount. Next question. How did the Otaku Syndicate form? Well, there's nothing special about that. Well, when we all did a Minecraft series, we all love the creatures, and we're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a group like the creatures? And we all kind of were a group like that, so we formed the Otaku Syndicate so we could be something like the creatures, you know, we're a bunch of friends just playing games, having fun. Nothing special, but I think it's a really nice idea, you know. If you enjoy games, you enjoy your friends, you enjoy playing games with your friends, you know, might as well turn that into something. Because then you could have something that you'd really love, and you'd be doing it every day. Of course, because we all work and whatnot, we can't have a schedule like the creatures where we can't be all together. Me and Blue are from a different country, and like we're all across North America, quite literally. Like Creed's in Florida, which is like the polar opposite of North America from me and Blue, more or less. So like the only time we get together is something like PAX. And for what games I plan on LPing in the near future after my current projects, well, I've already kind of talked about them, you know, GTA 5 or Beyond Two Souls. Watch Dogs is a maybe. I'm going to play the game regardless, but whether it'll be a project is kind of a maybe. It depends on what I'm doing at the moment, because I don't want to start too many games. One Piece Pirate Warriors is going to get done at some point for sure. I don't know if it's going to be in the future or right away. It's more, these are the games I want to play. I'm going to play the one I'm most interested in first, because if you're really interested in something, you'll want to record more of it, and it'll get done faster, and that kind of process. The problem is when you're doing new games and old games, you'll record more of the new game because you're having more fun with it because it's new. Well, the old game you've probably played before, and you know, it's not as fun for you, but it's still fun. So that's why whenever I do new games, they kind of get the spotlight, which is unfortunate, but it's just kind of how it goes. You record what's more interesting in terms of what you like. Also, whatever does the best in terms of on your channel usually gets more recording too, because it's like, hey, they like this more, maybe I'll give them more of that, and then everyone will be happy. Problem is, you can't make everyone happy, you just gotta try to make the most of everyone happy. It's a process. Ooh, I like this one. Next question. Top 5 anime. This will be cool. How should I start this? Well, number 1's One Piece. Number 1 is definitely One Piece. Hell yeah to that. I love One Piece. It's fantastic. My top 5 manga and my top 5 anime will be different because some of the adaptations aren't as good. Number 2 would have to be Toriko, because right now Toriko is really good. It's pretty much manly men fighting monsters to make like awesome food. I tell you honestly, if you watch that, it will make you hungry. It's so good. I got Brockhold hooked onto that, and I told him it would. I told him, you're gonna find something in that anime or manga when you read it, it's gonna make you starving, and you're gonna like eat unnecessarily. That thing will probably make you gain weight. But it's really cool. If you haven't read or watched Toriko, I recommend doing it. It's also got an English dub, and the cast for the dub really is good, so it's not bad at all. Number 3 would have to be Gintama. It's got some amazing story arcs, and the battles probably They're short, but they're some of the best I've seen. They, like, some of those story arcs really are up there in terms of quality with, like, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach of them, because they were the big ones. I mean, Naruto and Bleach have kind of dropped down because they took so long to kind of get where they are now. Everyone got sick of them. While One Piece has been going strong for God knows how long, and God knows how long it'll stay strong. Number 4 would have to be Kuroko's basketball at the moment, because it's just such a good one. The characters in it are nice, like the relationship between Kagami and Kuroko, and how Kuroko plays basketball thanks to what happened in his past, and just, oh, it's so good. And my last one would be Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. It's so good. It's centered around the desert, you know, Alibaba and Sinbad and Aladdin, those kind of characters, and the Jins, however it's called. I can never pronounce that right. I LP'd all of Golden Sun 1 and some of Golden Sun 2, and the whole way through I'm pretty sure I pronounced it wrong. And I've only been corrected about it once, which is very surprising. I was expecting I'd get hounded on it, because it's just halfway through it's like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure that's not right. But just rolls off the tongue like that, so I doubt it'll ever change. It's got some really interesting battles. The story in it's quite interesting. It's kind of unique. The characters, though, the relationship between Alibaba and Aladdin is so awesome. They're like the best of friends and buddies, and they both have to go experience some different things and have their own kind of hardships, which lead them closer together. And it's a really good anime. I'd recommend watching it any day of the week. If you're into that kind of thing, you'll really like it. Next one. Will you do a face cam someday, and will it be soon? Probably not. My face has been shown thanks to going to PAX and whatnot. It exists. You know, typical chunky guy wearing glasses. And at the time, I think I was wearing a Blue Jays hat, because the only hats I wear kind of reflect the sports team I cheer for. Outside of my golf hats, they're like Callaway and whatnot, just because I like them. As for a face cam, I want to do one, but I want to make it special, because even now I have not shown my face on my channel. I think I'm saving it for something maybe like if I ever hit 10,000 subscribers. Just something special to kind of keep locked away for a special milestone, because it's really hard to come up with something special for each one when my time I can put into this is very limited on a weekly basis. So when I plan something, I gotta plan really far in advance and make steps towards getting it done, so it's ready for certain milestones, and it's kind of hard to do. But I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna like it. But of course, that's far, far, far away, so yeah. Look forward to that. And can you play Rayman 3 for the PlayStation? I probably won't, just because the stack of games I want to play and games I own I haven't played yet is too big that I don't want to add games to the list. I do consider recommendations every day of the week. Like Jak and Daxter was a recommendation, Ratchet & Clank was a recommendation. And I think what else was a recommendation? I think Rune Factory was, but that was just something I thought was interesting and wanted to pick it up because I talked to someone about it. But I very much consider recommendations because you guys are pretty cool. You guys kind of understand what games I like and what games I don't like. And I'm also very willing to try new things, because why not? If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't, There's no harm in trying something new, because you never know. You could look like you hate it, but you could love it. And that's just kind of how that goes. So I probably won't play Rayman 3 unless I pick up a new one and love the game, but I don't know. Well, I doubt it. Just because of time restraints. Next question. When is Minecraft returning? This has been rough because I've kind of gotten sick of Minecraft. That's kind of what happened to Bunker Hunters. We all kind of got tired of Minecraft. I've played it so much that I've kind of had my fun with it for now. Until they do some changes and some cool mods come out, I'll probably just not play it for quite a while. Right now, I've moved on to Terraria thanks to the 1.2 update. I've been playing the crap out of that. I think I've played 20 hours this week of Terraria. That's kind of my thing at the moment. I've also recorded a series. You've probably seen it, Raiders of the World 3. We've got probably 24 episodes recorded so far. Oh, no, actually 33 or 34. I'm uploading it every second day. It's like the sole successor to Bunker Hunters, but it's not as serious a one. It's more of a drop in, drop out. Say, everyone knows how to host it. Everyone has the world map, so whenever we want to record it, whoever's not there is just not there. Because Terraria is a game where if you miss much, you can kind of get back into it pretty fast. The only difference is you might have the not right gear, but I mean, someone can lend you a weapon or whatever, you're good to go. Minecraft, kind of the same, but it takes a while to build your own home and whatnot and get kind of situated. So I have nothing really to say when it will return. It may not return. It may. Depends if I get interested in Minecraft again. If I sit down and play it for a bit and kind of get back into it, I can see myself recording it just like that. But if I'm not interested in it, it may not happen. Just it's how it works, If you're interested in the game, you're gonna record it. If you're not, you probably won't, because if you're not quite there when recording something, it's gonna turn out awful. And I don't want to upload something like that, because then it's just like, well, hey, he's not doing it and just only recording it because we asked. And I feel like that's not the way to do it. That's like being a sellout because I'm a partner, doing something I don't love, because there's no point in doing that, and I don't want to be that kind of guy. And it's pretty obvious to tell if you're not having fun with the game. Like if I'm sitting there going, hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft. Alright, let's make a house, kill a creeper, maybe I'll get some diamonds, I'll probably die again, like usual. If I'm like that, then clearly I'm not having fun. I mean, I don't have a lot of emotion in my voice, but when I giggle in that, you can tell I'm having fun. Just kind of my personality, I'm fairly passive, but I can also be fairly not interested in stuff, and it's pretty obvious with anyone. But that's about Minecraft. As for who's my favorite video game character of all time, congrats on 2,000 videos, excited to see 2,000 more. Hell yeah to that. Sorry, I hit my desk with glass so it makes the bang. That excited me, hell yeah. My favorite video game character of all time. This is a tough one. I've been thinking about this, but I just can't. It's probably got to be Link. He is a solid protagonist, Link, but at the same time, he's had all these adventures, and he's saved Hyrule, he's fought dragons, he's beat Ganondorf, he's done everything in the world. And he's got all these lady friends that are crushing on him, but he's like, no man, I'm sadly, I'm not into that. It has to be Link. I just love him. In any game that has Link in it, I play it. Like Smash Bros, Link has been my main since it's existed. He's also been in it since it existed, which is probably why. Because every kind of new form of Link I play and like in Brawl, I played a lot of Toon Link. Speaking of Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker HD's out. Pick it up, it's fantastic. My copy's on the way, it's gonna be great. I might stream it, I might not. My XSplit thing kind of ran out, that's why I haven't been recording Tales of Xillia. Because that's something I wanted to only stream, and XSplit's not cheap, so it's something I have to wait to do. Next question. Can you do a GTA 5 series? Will you do a fan meetup? Technically this is 3 questions, but I mean, I'll let it slide, not a big deal. I'm pretty okay like that if you ask an extra question, but I mean if you ask like 10, I'd probably be like, no, you get 2, I'll pick the best 2. I already answered the GTA 5 thing. It's going to happen, but I don't know when. Will I do a fan meetup? Probably not. I don't feel like I'm big enough where I could organize something like that, where it'd be worth all of our time to do. Because, I organize this big meetup, make everyone go out of their way, and, maybe there's only 5 of us there. I feel like that wouldn't be very enjoyable for much of anyone. However, I will probably mention that I'm at a convention, and if you're going to it, hit me up, we can meet up, say hi, whatever. I have no problem with that. I met someone at PAX when I was in line to meet Titan. It was a friend I play MMOs with. He told me he was going to PAX, so I was like, okay, I'll probably see you at the Enix thing for Titan. And I gotta say, meeting someone like that, who's kind of the person watched my videos, but we kind of became friends that way, and then we were like MMO buddies. It's probably one of the most fulfilling moments in your life. Meeting fans or whatever in real life just makes it all worth it. Just makes it that much more better. And when I got back from PAX, I had this new strive and desire to do this because, Well, I mean, before that I did. It's just PAX that really did it. That made it so much more worth it. So, unless all of a sudden by PAX East I'm like super big on YouTube and have the amount of fans going to PAX to actually organize a meetup, I'll do it. But if I don't, yeah. However, I didn't really have any real access to internet except for the hotel at Prime. I'm gonna be bringing a tablet or a laptop. I'm gonna buy one because I didn't own a tablet and I have a really crappy laptop that's worthless just about because of its age. It's old, kind of ran its course. It was one I had when I used to go to school. Wasn't a good one. My parents scraped some money together and got me one for school. It was really good of them to do that because I'm not the richest family in the block. So going to school, I'd go on my own dime. But it was nice. But yeah, whenever I'll be going to PAX Eastern Prime for sure. If you're going, let me know. Like, you can talk to me on YouTube, Twitter, whatever. My Twitter's Getsumara. Everything in most games is either Sumara or Getsumara, just because those are my names. The only reason why I'm not Sumara on YouTube is because for some reason it was taken. And I'm pretty sure it was a banned account too. So it's probably available now. So I named it Getsumara because I was getting Sumara. Not a special name, but it's kind of corny. Yeah, definitely look for me. I'll add PAX East or PAX Prime because those are two for sure I'm going to. I might go to Otafest in Calgary and the Comic-Con in Calgary too. Those are maybes because one's on May long weekend and I either get it off or I don't, kind of thing. If someone else asks for it off, they get it, I don't. Last year nobody did, so I got it off. One of those things. As for the what do I look like, go to Blue's channel. He's got a bunch of videos. I'm in them. You'll find me in there. I'm wearing a Blue Jays hat, and that's what I look like. Unfortunately, I didn't shave. I was in the thing of trying to grow a beard at the time, and it grew out so patchy. When I got back from my trip, I hated it and shaved it all off because it looked like crap. And I hate that, so I'll probably never get to grow a beard, even though I want to. And the next question is kind of the same thing. Are you ever going to show your face on your channel? 10,000 subs, that's when it'll happen. It could happen sooner, probably not, but 10,000, that's where it's going to be. If you had to be any female video game or anime character for one day, well, who would you be? Damn. That's a tough call. So many female characters that are adorable, but like I wouldn't want to be them though. What would be one? That is very, very tough. There's not a lot of very strong female protagonists in gaming. I mean, there are some, but not as many as I feel there should be. But then again, there's a lot more guy gamers than there are girl gamers. As far as I know. I mean, girl gamers exist, don't get me wrong. But I'd be like to be Jaina Proudmoore from World of Warcraft because, you know, she's the leader of Theramore, now the leader of the Kirin Tor because Ronin's dead, unfortunately. But she's a really strong character. She's been through quite a bit, so now she kind of she's pretty anti-Horde now. She used to be very passive, used to believe in peace, was buddies with Thrall. Then Garrosh blew up her town. Now she wants to kill him. She's a very powerful character, a very strong character, has been through a lot, has a lot behind her. Feel in terms of quality, she's a very good character, and a lot has been put into her. And I think that'd be a character I'd like to be. Alright. If I could date one, that's completely different. If I had to date one. I've never really thought about dating one because it's not real. I mean, they look adorable in that, but that's that. I've never really taken it into reality because I feel like there's no need to. But if I was gonna date one, probably be Nami because I feel like we'd have a lot in common because she's like her personality. I think we'd probably hit it off, and she's also grew in many sort of ways through One Piece. If you look at a character of her now and the start of the anime, she's almost completely different. Well, next question. Will I be going through a playthrough of One Piece Pirate Warriors 2 since I did the first game? Absolutely. I don't have an ETA on it, but I will be doing it. For sure. Absolutely. Rune Factory return. Hell yeah, it'll be coming up tomorrow or the day after. I originally told someone it was coming back this week, but because I ran into hard drive issues, I really didn't have the space to record it, and I had to get a lot of videos rendered, which takes quite a while. But now I've got the space, so it's going to get done either tonight or tomorrow night. It doesn't take long to me to get a video done and rendered out, probably about 10-15 minutes, and another 15 or whatever to upload it, because it takes 15 minutes to upload it. God knows how long to process it. YouTube could have a good day, it could be out in 5. It could have a bad day, it could be out in 5 hours. That's the problem with YouTube. Some days it's very inconsistent, and you're taking a chance when you upload it. I remember for the longest time I had to watch my uploads to see if they process, but now I can go to work and the video will be up no problem. It's one of those things. YouTube's both frustrating and awesome at the same time. There are things I love about it, there's things I hate about it. I feel like some of the changes they've made have been pretty, I don't know, they haven't been listening. They've been kind of thinking, oh, this will be cool. No, not at all. Next question. How old am I? I'm 22. Simple enough. I was born in 1991. My birthday's May 1st. Next question by the same person. Do you think you'll do a Let's Play of Ratchet & Clank Future series? Hell yeah, I will. Honestly, I'm loving the current games. To see how they handle on an actual PS3 will be even better, so that'll definitely happen. Probably next year, because with the launch of the PS4, there's a lot of stuff I want to cover on that. Who knows? Ratchet & Clank will probably make it to PS4. It's a real shame that Jack didn't get the love that Ratchet & Clank did in terms of a series, but the other content Naughty Dogs have made instead of Jack has also been phenomenal, so I mean, it's not the end of the world. First question. What is your response when people say anime is boring or is just for kids? Well, honestly, when people say that, I feel like they don't understand what it is, because anime is made for just about anyone. There are some that are orientated for kids, but of course adults can like it, and there's some that is orientated for adults only. When people say that, I feel like they don't understand what they're talking about, and it's a very ignorant thing to say, because that's like me saying League of Legends is boring. And I feel like that'd be the wrong thing to say, because I played a little bit of it. I wasn't quite interested in what I played. That doesn't mean it's boring though. A lot of people love League of Legends. It's a great thing. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather have someone try something and not like it than them just openly bash it unbiasedly and not know what the hell they're talking about. Second question. Do you see yourself LPing in, say, 1, 3, or 5 years' time? Probably. Unless they run out of quality video games and gaming market just dies. I doubt it. Because gaming is for all ages of any sort of person. Because it's one of those things anyone can play. And anyone can find interesting of any age. And I grew up with it. Like as much as I've grown up with hockey, and they're both things I don't see myself ever stopping. Unless I just didn't have the time to do it anymore. Which could happen, but I mean, I doubt it. I hope to be LPing for 10 years. If I can make a video saying I've done this for 10 years, I think that'd be fantastic. Am I picking up a PS4 or an Xbox One? Well, originally I was PS4 all the way. Xbox One had some really dumb policies which they have done a complete 180 on. They've learned that when you do something stupid, the internet will shit on it, and they will shit on it hard. And if you don't, well, change it, you're going to lose a lot of potential sales. And honestly, both have weak launch lineups, I feel like not a lot of people are going to be buying consoles on launches that they thought they would, because the launch window was good, but in 2013, nothing has a lot of quality. Not even the Wii U. And the Wii U has been out for fucking a year. There's good games on it, but no killer apps for any of them. All the killer apps are coming out in 2014. That's when I feel all three consoles will take off. However, I'm still going to get a PS4 on launch, because I've already pre-ordered it, mostly paid for. I'm invested, pretty much. And I love Sony. And I feel like I'll probably always buy their hardware. Same with Nintendo. They've both pretty much earned my purchases. Xbox, it is a Western company. They haven't been around as long in terms of consoles. I haven't played as much of it either, but if they can provide the content, I'll buy their console. That applies to anyone. If you can make something I'll like, and make enough of games I'll like, I'll buy your console, or I'll buy your hardware. That's pretty much how hardware sells. If you make enough quality content, people will buy your hardware. Next question. What made you want to do YouTube videos? Well, before I started, I watched a lot of people. Like, I watched Nintendo Capri Sun. I watched this one guy who would do Tales Let's Plays. I don't think he had commentary, but he would do videos on them. And then that's kind of how I started looking into a lot of games I wanted to play. I'd watch a playthrough of it on YouTube, because you type in playthrough, walkthrough, or whatever, and there's like bajillions of the video. Unless the game's kind of not known of, you'll find a few. And I feel it provides a good way to, well, talk about your game of your choice, and you get to see how much a person loves a game while they play it. Not to mention you get to see a game you've never played before. And I thought that was really cool. I want to try it. And I did it. Started off awkward. I had a really crappy mic. Honestly, like looking back on my videos, I don't know how anyone watched it. That thing was a piece of shit. Pardon my language, but it was a piece of crap. The only reason I used it was because when I raided in World of Warcraft, I needed a mic for Ventrilo because a lot of bosses required strategy. Not to mention, you could talk to people online, which was fun. And over time, as I had more money, I bought better mics, and my video quality improved, and my commentary improved, and the quality of it improved. And it's awesome. Next question, do I like anime? Hell yeah. Next question. Am I going to get the Final Fantasy X HD collection? Yes. Am I going to LP it? I don't know. Depends when it comes out. I hate Square Enix because they're terrible for announcing something way too early. I feel like you shouldn't do that because you're just ruining the hype of something. You're just going to keep like holding it over people for years on end, and then eventually it's going to come out and you're going to set some people off, and then I'm like, I've waited too long. I'm not buying it. I feel like they should announce it when it's going at a decent pace, and I mean, a few years is okay, but look at Final Fantasy 15, which is 13 verses. It's been around for a whole console generation. I don't know what's happened to the game. I mean, games cost time and money, but I feel like you shouldn't announce something like that so soon if you have no idea what's going on with the game. But of course, if the problems came up after it's announced, it's been too late. The game's kind of out there, and there's many games that get announced and you never see the light of them again, which clearly means they've been cancelled, just they don't want to talk about it that way. However, if there's nothing else cool that I really like coming out with it, I'll probably do it. But if there's a game I like more coming out with it, I'll play it on my own time, but I doubt I'll do videos on it. Question 2. If you ever have the means to record 3 days footage, will you do some videos upon Animal Crossing? Yes, I will. But that'll be when I get it, because it's something on my list of things I want, but it takes time. It's not cheap. The 3DS capture card costs more than like an HD one you get for consoles, which is ridiculous and doesn't make any sense, but it's also not as mainstream. It's pretty much, you have to mod the thing to do it, which is why it costs so much. And also because there's really, it's kind of a dominated market by a couple people, so they can charge whatever the hell they want because there's no competition, which I don't like, ever. As for Skylanders, if you kind of like, I think you'd kind of like Shroom Boom because he's essentially a mushroom Usopp. That sounds cool, but I know nothing about Skylanders. I've seen my nephew play it, but that's it. Next question. Which Tales of game would you recommend to someone who's never played one before, but wants to get into the series? Honestly, it'd have to be Tales of Vesperia. I think it's the one where the combat's kind of at the right point, and probably a lot easier to get than most of them, and I think that'd be the one to start with, because it's a one that I've seen a lot of people like play and get them into it. The PS2 one, like Tales of the Abyss, I think's the best. Xillia I think's kind of better, but it's hard to come by. If you have a 3DS, you know, Tales of the Abyss 3DS will probably a good one to start with, but I think Vesperia would be my pick. Question 1, what do I look like? Go find a video of me. That's what I look like. I've also kind of mentioned it. Question 2, when are you going to upload Pirate Warriors 2? Eventually. I've already kind of covered that. Alright, I think there's 2 more. Congrats on 2K, thank you very much. Will Bunker Hunters ever return? Well, as of now, it's ended. It's been going on for a long time, and we've been kind of sick of Minecraft, so we cheated and ended it. Ironically, the freaking dungeon was so close to the house, and I think Sky called it at one point, and it was just like, it was literally like 5 minutes from our house, just underwater. It was kind of annoying that we found it that way. And question number 2, will you ever answer videos with a face cam? Eventually. Like I said, the face cam thing's planned, but not planned for any time soon. Anyways, that's been all the questions. There's a lot of them, a lot of very good questions. Thank you very much for all these. I'll get this up right away. And yeah, thank you for sticking with me. Here's to another 2,000 videos. Absolutely. Have a good one. See you later.